Okay, testing, testing, testing. All right. So, hey, this is Dave. This is What's Up, Dave. This is my stream where I catch up with my buddies on the internet, keeping people up to date with what I'm working on and what I'm doing. Just kind of like a virtual hangout with my friends. Those are people who are maybe following my design work. Today is Sunday. It's about 3:36 p.m. So looks like the audio is working. That's good. And what I want to continue doing is sorting my posters, which you can see over here. So like these are posters I've had for probably since college, and I've acquired a few here and there. Most of them are not very interesting now. There's a lot of like kind of like crappy college dorm room posters that my tastes have changed since then. So I'm just looking to see what I have, because I've bought some things over the years that maybe I can use to populate that empty wall that's behind me. So let me set up this other camera first. Let's see, I should go to this view, I guess. So I'll move this thing over here. Let's see if I can figure out how to... One thing I did recently was I actually reorganized. Let me just show you this. This part of my computer setup down there. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a box that's under that crate, and that used to be a cardboard box, and it kind of collapsed into the way. That's where my power cables and stuff are hidden, so they're out of the way. I had to move the UPS out of it, which is that black box that's to the left of it. But overall, it's a little bit cleaner. Doesn't look, the cable clutter isn't as bad. It's all contained within there. I'll probably show that off at some other point during the week. Let's just get this thing set up. So I need to just slide this camera over here. Point this thing down. Slide this thing out. See how far I can push this. Use this microphone stand here to as my camera mount. It's fairly flexible. The nice thing about this is that it's like one-handed operation. So for a light camera like this, it works pretty well just for general positioning. All right, so let's see. This thing is updating. Let's review the posters we had from before. These were the keepers. Well, maybe not this one. I'm still not sure about this one. This is an old Ghost in the Shell cover. I probably got this when I was in grad school. This is, this might predate the movie. This is this is a limited edition print. Or maybe not. I forget when this was produced under license. 1993. I forget when the movie came out. That's the sort of thing I can ask Siri. So that's a keeper. I definitely want to frame these Sam and Max signed comic panels. I don't know if these are kind of great. There's two of them. And I think I got these when there was a reissue of the Sam and Max comics, which they hadn't been out of print for a long time. I have an original one, but I was excited they were offering these on the site. Then there's this Acme poster. This is a Kickstarter that I got from Fringe Focus, and it shows someone illustrated all the devices that were in Roadrunner cartoons, so you could just see them all. It's a beautiful poster that's on lovely paper. It's on a cheap frame though, so those are the only three things out of a big pile of stuff that if you looked at the last episode of What's Up, Dave, that's when I was going through the rest of them. So let me adjust this other camera over here first though. Push this up a little bit more. Noink. Is it crooked? I guess it's okay. So, next. These are all the other tubes I haven't looked through yet, so let's see what we got. I did find this one in the room, which is unfortunate. It was all smooshed. It's a map of the moon. Produced with what looks like 1990s print technology. How old is this? 1988. I don't know why I thought that this was like an old print poster. But I'm guessing that there are much better moon posters that one can have now. And you can kind of tell by the typography on this how old it's an older design. Particularly, look at that. That's like, this is all right, but I'm not going to hang that up. All right, so what's in here? I need to open these up carefully. These I'm pretty sure I want to put up because I already have some of her other stuff up. There's this comic book artist named Emmy Lemnox who did this. Did she win an Eisner for this? But she wrote a biographical comic called Emmytown like some years ago. And it's an autobiographic comic, but it was just something about it that really moved me. And so, oh wait, these are not that. Looks like I've been some. These are some prints that my sister got for me for Christmas. This is a nice print. She got this specifically for the living room cafe. Is there just one in here? I should get that mounted. And then, but these are the actual prints. So I had gotten us 3 of them, I think, or 2, 1 or 2. Looks like there's just one in here. But that's beautifully printed. And it's like, it's a print of one I liked. So that's like these army buddy cats that she has in her autobiography that comfort her or keep her company in times of like, of need or stress. So I think I'll just keep both of these here because I want to print these. I do want to frame this. I should probably just buy another frame like I have up there for the other one, which is up here. You can see that in the corner there. There's another. That's the other print that I had from her. So let's put that down. Let's seal this up. Oh, I'm gonna put this back in here. That one is going into the pile of print things to frame. Let's look at this one. This one looks exciting. Also, it needs to be resealed. Cat is watching what I'm doing. See if I messed up. I have a base coat on this nail, so I don't want to scrape it up. And I'm painting each nail a different color to see which color I like best. So far I don't really like any of them, which is kind of depressing. One day though, I'm thinking that if I have the perfect color kind of as a reference swatch, I don't know, it's interesting to be carrying swatches of color around with you all the time. It gives way to interesting design thoughts. Plus I just like it. Part of my expansion into just different kinds of personal expression. Oh, this is a lovely print. I have a shirt. I'm even wearing this shirt. I forgot I had bought the print of this. So this is kind of a neat one. I like this. It is printed at a low screen. I don't know if you get in really close to it. I don't know if the camera will focus on it, but you can see like the screen's like at 50 or something like that. 50 lines an inch per inch. It's like newspaper quality. Maybe because I don't know why. This might be good in the bathroom. I think I would want to have this framed. If they're in this big flat storage thing, I probably cared enough about them that I wanted to preserve them. They're all upside down though. What's this? It's also exciting to see what I got because I've completely forgotten. This aside a bit. This is what? Oh, I forgot I had these. These are Battlestar Galactica recruitment posters. This is from 2008. I can't remember if... So these are vaguely World War II style ones. You know, I haven't even finished watching the series, and so it's kind of odd that I even have these, but I think I thought they were cool at the time. Do you have what it takes to stand up to Cylons? Wow, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of posters in here, I should say. Guess I need to move some of these out of the way. These are not all from that, but those mechanics needed. Those Vipers won't fix themselves. We will defeat the Cylons, so say we all. I wonder how these are. Oh, I forgot I had this poster. This is a different one. This is one of John Allison's character. It looks like it's signed and numbered too. 234 out of 300. Oh, just a little from John Allison's comic Scary Go Round at the time. That's that's Shelley Winters. Oh, this was from the first. Oh, what happened here? This was from a comics anthology. Oh man, this was from a comics anthology that had a bunch of web comics artists in it, and I thought it was neat. This was 2004. This might make it up on the poll. It looks like a lot of the stuff I have is kind of comic arty. I'm not sure if I want to, which ones of these I would want to frame though. I mean, like, the Shelley Winters one I like just because of the character. I think I would need to paint a wall, I think, a nice color for it. So I would say these are probably accent posters. And then this is a print that I probably would want to put up because this is more of my current aesthetic. This is from another Kickstarter. There was this guy designing really cool playing cards. I think that was what this was for. I actually have the deck, but I love this kind of engraving work. I guess it's faux engraving, and you can actually see the pixelation on the edges, which is odd. Or maybe that's the engraving lines. Is it a filter? I'm not sure how they did, but this style of stuff, like money. I wonder how they made this. This kind of thing is I think this speaks to my love of things that are like print artifacts. So I think that one's something I want to frame. This one's a limited edition too. So that's what's in here. I'm not sure if you should sort them like this or not. At least they're kind of flat. And they don't move around a lot. So some of these I want to keep. At least I remember what I have in here now. So what's left? Just taping these edges down. This is like not the. It's kind of a terrible filing system, but. I don't know how much frames cost. which ones I want to keep in here. Probably that money print. I'm going to allocate a few $100 at least, if not more, to getting these things framed. But I think the improvement in the space would be worth it. We shall see. I did take this one out. Alright, so here we have quite a lot of things to frame. There is a company that I like to use called American Frame, which I might order from. But I might order to get the mats cut locally, because I think that's a huge shipping expense. But getting framing seems to be one of those businesses that is expensive if you have it done locally. This is from Holste. This is probably some kind of this is one of those word things. This is your life. Do what you love and do it often. If you don't like something, change it. If you don't like your job, quit. This is a Holste manifesto, and at the time I thought it was notable enough that I should have it someplace. But as a graphics piece, it's not that arresting. Not sure if I regret buying this or not. If it had a great mat on it, maybe it would be fine. It's strange what I just do with that. Yeah, maybe if the mat was red or something like this. I could use it as like an accent color piece if I needed to fill some space. Maybe it's a gift for someone, though, who needs it. Sometimes I buy stuff speculatively, thinking that, you know, this might be the sort of thing that might be a good gift. And I can just hold on to it for a while, and then pass it on when the need is right. So that might be in that category of things. Here's another Holste print. Oh, I just bumped my head against the camera. And this might be the same thing. No, this is different. What is this? This is a little more interesting. It's actually debossed. I don't know if you can see this, but this lettering is slightly pressed into the paper. Now this is from Maria Popova's brain-picking site. 7 life learnings. Allow yourself the uncomfortable luxury of changing your mind. Do nothing out of guilt or for prestige or status or money or approval alone. This is, I think, worth hanging up. I think maybe what I'm looking at is having some kind of wall where I have more of the inspirational sayings. And this would be a nice poster for there. It would actually match pretty well with the Acme poster, perhaps? Or would it be too similar? If I was smart, I would have taken pictures of all of these, but I think this one isn't in the let's put this one up pile. This is a promising poster. Let's see. Who's asking any questions? That's good. So this is a keep or a definite use. Let's see what's in here. Probably something big and stupid. There's a lot of things in here. Whoa. So I guess this is I had consolidated a bunch of stuff. Here is an electromagnetic radiation spectrum chart, which I'm not even going to open. That's, I guess, an informational graphics thing. Let's put this here for the time being. What are these other ones, though? Oh. This is a Cylon shooting target. So if you go to the shooting range, as I sometimes do, you could shoot Cylons. Although in my range, I wouldn't be able to let it shoot to the head, because I would be too close to the target carrier. And what if this is a whole bunch of them? Yeah, there's several of them. How many are there? Who made these? I guess I thought this might be fun for like a photo shoot. They probably were pretty cheap. I had to look up to see where I got them from. Maybe even got these at a shooting range. But these aren't prints per se. And the question is like, what gun would I shoot these with? It would have to be my largest caliber gun, which isn't very big. I have a 45. A 45 wouldn't stop a Cylon. It would just be passing the time before they kill you. Okay. I guess there wasn't that much in there after all. Let's roll this one up. Well, at least I just remember to have these things. Alright, that's back in there. There's only 3 more left, and then I'm done with this. This looks... It's an empty tube. Aquant. This is like really old. This might have been the frequency thing. So... It's a nice tube to hit people with, though. This is empty, too. How many of these are empty? That's empty. So at least there's just this one left, if it's not empty as well. This is from where? Ann Arbor. Oh. Didn't I just look at this? This is my CWNT body measurement poster, which is actually a project. This is a cool idea, actually. Don't really want to take it out, but... So, apparently Chiwei, who is like one of the designers in CWNT, which is like a now husband and wife team. They design designs in Brooklyn. So I don't know if you can see this. The idea of this is that there are certain parts of your body that you can measure. So for example, like what is the width of your arm span? And you write that down there. And then what's the distance between your side and the tip of your arm? What's the distance there? So when you measure these, if you go out inside, that means you have your own measuring device with you. So if you know, like for example, what your span of your hand is like this, and you measure that and you keep this reference there, you can just go measure stuff around or just have a good idea of how things really are. Like how big is the circle in when you circle your hand? How big is it when you have 2 hands that are put together? I don't even know. What is the width of your fingernails put together? Actually, that's probably not a good one for me. What is the length of your knuckle or in your middle phalanx? How long is you from your elbow to the end of your fingers? How tall is your foot to the top of your knee? How wide is your foot? How tall is your reach? What's the distance from the floor to the bottom of your elbow? What's the distance to the floor to the top of your head? Height. They all have terms too, like cubi solum, reach, foot width, upper knee height, lower knee height, cubit, middle phalanx, index phalanx. So this is something I just actually need to measure, and then I can fill it in on this poster, and then I can hang it up someplace. So, you know, I guess there's like an information graphics component to a lot of my posters. So I still have a mix of inspirational ones. There's 3 categories I can discern. There's inspirational posters, And occasionally I get one that really speaks to me. There are posters that are more illustration. And those seem to be the ones that are most interesting, the ones that I really like the most. And then finally, there are informational ones, which are maybe the least interesting visually. And, you know, I probably bought them as impulses. So, this, I guess I'm not sure I'll keep this out, but I should at least remember that I have it. I can't open this up again. I see I've gotten weaker. Let's just shove that back in there. So those are all the posters I have. Now I can buy new ones, knowing what my gaps are. But what I'll do over the next few days is take some pictures of what I've got. Or start flattening them out. Well, I have this table out, maybe. Although I might get rid of this table because I can get another one that's a little bit a better shape for this room. That's foldable and more flexible. This one's way too heavy to carry around, so I don't really like using it. So I'll just take this to Goodwill and give it to somebody. So put away this tape measure. Alright, so that's today's What's Up Dave. Hope you enjoyed checking out my posters. Not a whole lot of good ones, but this will give me an opportunity to buy some better ones in the future, I think. So, alright, have a good Sunday. I'm going to... today's my cheat day. No bugs have come in, so I'm going to go run to this Chinese restaurant nearby that has some fairly authentic food, and we'll see how that goes. So thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday. I'll see you on Monday. Boink.